Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Andrew and I am the 5 p.m. chef. Sorry for the light today, the sun is out and I don't have a curtain on that window and I can't really move everything so that I can block it out. So I'm gonna have to do the best I can with what I have as always. The sun is out, it's a beautiful sunny day, and yet we're all being told to stay in and keep to ourselves. So I thought I would make myself a little special meal. Something that always makes me feel good, that's simple, fast, but can be changed to however you like it. So again, it's a very, very simple recipe. It's really quick, it's really easy, but change it up how you like it. So why don't we get started? Today I want to make a shepherd's pie, or at least my take on a shepherd's pie. Ground beef, some kind of vegetables, always topped with mashed potatoes. Most of the time I find it's really dry and either bland or it's so salty and the potatoes are mush. So I like changing it up a little bit. And let's go. Let's show you how I do this. As always, we'll switch down to my cutting board, and we've just got some little small baby potatoes here. I leave the skin on. First of all, it's good for you. Second of all, I'm too lazy to peel potatoes, and when they're this small, I don't have that kind of time. It's not worth it. They're nice, thin skin. These are going to cook fast. I'm just dumping the ones that I've cut into a pot off camera with some water. Dropping some of those potatoes on the ground. We all do that. Now I'm just cooking these up in some water, but if you want, you could do it in milk or in chicken stock just to add a little bit more flavor. But with how I'm going to be seasoning everything, for me, it's not necessary. So this, really quick and easy. We're just literally cutting these small potatoes into little quarters. If you're using full-size potatoes, the smaller you cut it, the faster they're going to cook. So it all depends what you're using. I know for these, once the water comes to a boil, it's only going to take maybe 5 minutes for them to get soft enough for what I want to do. That's the hardest part of the whole dish. Now, over here, we have our fry pan, as always. And as always, sorry for the camera movement, but I still haven't got my other cameras. And right now, with everything going on, everything is being held. So, we get them when we get them. Come on, camera, focus up. There we are. So I've got my fry pan here nice and warm. I just have it on a medium heat. Next, as always, with a shepherd's pie, you need some ground meat. I'm just using hamburger, but you can use a mix of beef, pork, and veal. You can use lamb, which is more of the traditional way of doing this. I'm just sort of crumbling it up in there. And as always, you gotta wash up. While the meat is browning up, I just want to give that a stir, break it up. This is not going to take long to brown up. We're going to add, of course, a little bit of seasoning. I'm not putting in a lot because, well, when we get to the next step, you'll see why. It's not going to take a lot. I do like, myself, a lot of pepper. That meat is coming along quick. Doesn't take long. While that's cooking up, what I like about this dish is it's also a good way just to clean up some of the leftovers in your fridge. Add a little bit of red pepper that I'm chopping up here. That can go in. If you want, you can put some onion in there, some celery, whatever vegetables you like. I'm just keeping this simple for myself. I find that the red pepper is just going to give it a nice little sweetness. Not too much, but enough that you know it's there. And like I said, I had it left over in the fridge, so instead of it going to waste, I'm trying not to get it all on the trying to get it not all on the stovetop. Again, I just did it. This dish I'm doing it really simply today. Other than the pot that I'm using to boil my potatoes in, I'm going to have it all prepared in this one dish. Less dishes, easier cleanup, and let's face it, it's all about being easy. And any shortcuts I can take to do it, I will. That meat is already getting nice and brown. Part of the reason I love cast iron. It holds on to heat really well. It distributes it really well. And it just cooks things so fast when you want. I could put this over a jet flame and it's fine. It's still going to do exactly what I want. And what's great about this dish is you can even prepare it the day before, the night before, whatever. If you're an early bird, you could get up, cook the meat and boiled potatoes first thing in the morning, put it in the fridge, and when you get home, take it out, put it in the freezer, in the oven, and away you go. Dinner's ready. You don't even have to lift a finger. Now, I'm not going to worry about cooking this all the way because it does go into the oven. But to make my life easier and to make everyone's life easier, what I do now, instead of classic seasonings and everything, I just use a very simple, try and get that on there, gravy mix. Use whatever you like. I've done this with a 3 peppercorn sauce. A brown gravy works well. Whatever you like. It's going to take all the juices that are in here, use them to make that gravy, and also then when you go to serve, it's going to help to hold it all together. Plus, it adds all the flavor and seasoning. And when you have shepherd's pie, who doesn't like all the gravy as well. Well, now we're just cooking it all together. We're making it easier. So my meat mixture is actually done. 5 minutes, maybe, and we're finished at that stage. Excuse me. I've got a tickle in my throat that just won't go away. No, it's not the virus. Next, we're just going to grab a can of sweet corn. Again, you could do this with whatever you like. If you're not a fan of corn, no problem. Use peas. Use string beans. I tried it with broccoli. I personally wasn't a fan of it with broccoli. But hey, if that's what you like, go for it. The corn really doesn't have to be cooked or warmed up because once again, it's going into the oven. I'm just more still mixing this so that nothing sticks or burns. And then that gravy also forms. I don't have to worry about adding salt or anything to this because, let's face it, there's going to be a lot already in that gravy mix. We're just going to let that simmer, do its thing. We're going to give it a taste for seasoning. It's nice. It's beefy. I can taste that red pepper. I can taste the sweetness of the corn. It's all coming through. I do want to add just a few little things to it to my taste, but you can change this how you want. You can give this a Mexican flair, adding a little bit of tomato, some cumin, a little fresh cilantro if you like, some chili powder. I just added a little bit of garlic powder to this. Like, the colors already look really nice on this. And I want to add a pinch of, if we can find it, there we are, a little bit of thyme. Thyme is one of those herbs that doesn't get used as much as it should, I think. It adds a really great aromatic and a really nice flavor to everything. And I just put in maybe a teaspoon, and already I can smell it. And if you don't want to use beef, use ground turkey, ground chicken, use whatever you like. Again, this is more an idea. What you do with it, how you run with it, it's all up to you. We're just checking our potatoes, and they're really getting along fast. So, that just looks so good. While the potatoes are cooking, we're just going to, because watching the pot simmer, and you don't want to watch potatoes boil, what we're going to do is we're just going to come back in like 5 minutes, and we'll get all this finished up. So we're just going to fast forward a little bit while this is going on. During the fast forward, we'll show you, well, you'll get it when we come back. We'll see you all in a few minutes. back. It's been about 5 minutes in real time. A little bit fast for you because we fast forwarded. So my potatoes now are tender. Just going to quickly drain off the water. Good strainer helps with that. And so we have our softened potatoes. I don't want to mash these like crazy. I want big chunks. I want pieces that actually... Wow, this is not my day. I'm just sending everything flying, aren't I? Basically, I just want little bits of everything mixed together, because these are almost going to be now like roast potatoes on top of our mix. The worst thing about a potato masher is cleaning it. You can use a fork, a whisk, whatever you like, whatever works for you. A lot of times I just take my fork, get in there. So you see, it's all doing its own thing. What I am going to do though is just add a little bit of butter. Well, actually quite a bit of butter, maybe about 4 tablespoons. It's going to give the potatoes the fat they need to brown and crisp up. And let's face it, butter just tastes really good. And butter and potatoes were made for each other. Also, while these were mixing up, I added salt and some garlic powder to the mix. So my burners are all off. We're just going to do a little switch. I'm sorry the whole thing is not in frame, but I just have to do what I can. So now we get our potato mix on. And like I said, I want it kind of chunky because it's going to give nice little texture. It's going to crisp up. It's going to do... So we're going to have some nice soft bits that are going to work with the gravy. We're going to have some crispy bits that's going to come out like a roast potato. And that's it. Not hard. Other than the potatoes taking a little bit longer to cook than they normally do, this dish is done. The meat mix was ready in under 5 minutes. The potatoes normally only take that long, but what you gonna do? I have my oven preset to 400 degrees. We're gonna put this in the oven for 1 hour. So this is definitely something, if you can prep in the morning, you're done. Otherwise, when you get home, it's really quick and easy. The oven heats up while you're prepping everything, and during that hour is the time you can take either for yourself, talk with your family, just relax, have a nice glass of wine, whatever you like. So I'm just going to pop this into the oven, being careful because the pan is hot. And that's it. Dinner is cooking, so nice and quick. In about 45 minutes, an hour, we're going to come and check it. We want to see if those potatoes have started to brown up. And as soon as it's done, we'll cut into it and we'll show you what it's all about. So till then, we'll see you all soon. Hello everyone, welcome back. Actually, welcome back for the second time. I hit the wrong button before and didn't record. So I've already cut into this and tasted it and I know how good it is. So that reveal part isn't going to be the same. But I'm going to do some little off-camera juggling here. Sorry it's not the same as always, but we can show you hot what this looks like. We took this out of the oven after 30 minutes because the potatoes were nice and crisp. And those of you who know me know I have to add cheese. I love my cheese. So I just put a layer of mozzarella on top, put it back in the oven for 15 minutes to get that cheese nice and crispy. A little bit more flavor, a little bit more texture, and it's all about textures. You get that soft meat, those crisp vegetables, those beautiful roasted potatoes. Some are soft, some are nice and crispy, and of course that layer of cheese on top just adds to everything. As you saw, because there was a big huge spoonful missing, I'd already plated up, and this is what it comes out like. So you've got the nice brown meat that's nice and juicy because of the gravy, the potatoes coated in cheese, which are always a hit. The butter and the garlic that we put in there is coming through, and it tastes so good. I've already tasted it once. Like I said, I was so anxious I didn't hit the right button, but at least this time it's cooled down a bit so I didn't burn my mouth like the last shot. But it tastes so good. The gravy and the meat is coming together really well. The little bits of potato that actually fell into the meat are soaking up that gravy, so it's like having mashed potatoes and gravy. But then you also have the crispy potatoes and the cheese on top, which are just heaven. I really, really hope you try this out. Play around with it. Play around with the meats. Do ground lamb. Like I said, it is the traditional way of doing it, and it tastes so good. If you're not a fan of lamb, so good. I just want to eat more, but I'll do that when I'm editing. You don't like lamb? Use ground pork. Use a mix of beef, pork, and veal. Toss some tomato sauce and some oregano in there. Give it an Italian twist. Season up your potatoes. If you like, mash them up. Add some cheddar and some jalapeno to that. Throw that over with a Mexican seasoned meat, and you'll have a great dinner. 10 minutes to prepare everything, a little under an hour in the oven where I was able to sit back and relax, and now I've got this great dinner. I really hope you try this out. I hope you like it. I also hope that you like and subscribe to the channel. The more of you who do, the more it inspires me to create more, knowing that you like the content that I'm creating. So until next time, thank you for coming to my kitchen. I am Andrew. I am the 5 p.m. chef. And until we meet again, we'll see you next time. Bye.